we interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you a special presentation of
Two Nerds, a podcast. Your home for everything movies, music, video games, and everything in between. With your hosts, Bunny the Bruiser, and Dynamite Jared Latching.
How's it going, everyone? We are Two Nerds. This is a podcast. I am Bunny the Bruiser.
And I'm Dynamite Jared.
Jared, is there a particular reason you're not yelling today?
No, actually. It's because I'm at work.
That's what I was getting at.
I thought you were getting at because I'm sick. No.
I was getting at that you were at your place of employment.
No. I mean, I'll do it if you want me to.
No, you don't have to.
Okay.
So,
anything for the listens, the views.
Anything for the views. Well, as everyone knows, Cocktober has concluded.
It's over.
So the views are gonna take a plummet after this. So, not that they were anything special.
Yeah, the views are going to be trash from here on out. 1 to 2 views per podcast now at this point. But, buddy, I see that you are still bringing traffic into your channel. You started a podcast behind my back.
It's literally been going on all month, and you didn't say it. It's more like I just wanted to do some interviews, and we can't really do three-way Skype. So I was like, well, I'm just going to record all of these in advance and then upload them in October. So that's what I did.
And do three-way Skype, but it doesn't really.
And you have to like pay for it, I think.
Ugh.
So we're not investing any money into this podcast until we start making some money back. So
tell your friends, tell your parents, tell your
wife, tell your sister,
tell your cousin that you kissed that one time and you won't tell anybody about it. Tell everybody to tune in to Two Nerds, a podcast.
Yes. So as we were saying, Cocktober is over, which means it is a new month of movies, and we're going to do our segment where we talk about what we are looking forward to this month. And if I can be totally honest, I am not looking forward to anything, but we're going to talk about some stuff anyway, so.
You're not looking forward to Creed 2?
I mean, I'll watch it, but it's not like I'm super stoked about it.
Oh, man, I'm really stoked about it. I'm probably not as stoked about it as I would be for, like, Rocky 7.
Yeah.
But it's basically Rocky 8.
Yeah.
So, I'm really excited about it because I really liked Creed 1. And I really like the super cheesy storyline that they're going with here. So, I love that Dolph Lundgren is back.
Yes. I am disappointed they did not get Brock Lesnar to play his son, as originally reported. But we'll see.
I forgot about that report.
Yeah.
Maybe they got him in there for the actual audition, and they realized his acting chops weren't what they wanted.
Well, I mean, he just needed to be a silent thing. I mean, unless in this one the guy's pretty talkative, but we don't know.
I don't know if in 2018 he can get away with "I must break you." Like,
and plus, Brock's voice is way too high pitched.
Yeah, he's not very intimidating. They'd have to. Brock's very intimidating looking until he talks.
Yeah,
and then when he talks, you're like, oh, oh,
yeah,
okay. Anyways, so yeah, Creed 2 is coming out, and you're not excited. Are you going to go to the theaters and see it, or are you going to?
I won't. I probably won't see it opening weekend. I'll wait and see what people are saying, and then decide if it's worth the $10 fee to go see it in a theater, or if I'll spend $2 and rent it when it comes out. So
you don't have like a half price day?
I think on like Tuesdays they have like college ID night, but I don't know if my ID is gonna pass these days. It's a little old.
Ricky still uses his college ID for.
He's still in college.
Ricky, yeah, but he's not going to Kent State anymore. And even when he wasn't in college, he was still using his college ID for the wing buffet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe it'll work.
I actually used my college ID for the wing buffet one time. Like, seriously, like 7 years removed from me dropping out of college.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a shot. I mean, it's like half price, so it's still like $4.50 or something. But I mean,
listen, you really need to hear the impact of those punches in surround sound.
Yeah.
Another movie that I'm excited about that I will be seeing in theaters, because I plan on seeing both of these movies in theaters, because I'm a diehard Rocky fan, and I'm not a diehard Queen fan, but I'm a Queen fan.
Yeah.
I'm a Queen fan. I'm a Freddie Mercury fan. So Bohemian Rhapsody is out now.
Yes.
It's out now when this podcast drops. So, buddy, have you seen the trailers for this or anything? Have you heard anything?
No, I've heard and seen a lot. When I saw the first couple trailers, I was like stoked beyond belief, but it hasn't really been pulling the reviews that people have been expecting from what I see. I hear that the guy who plays Freddy is really good, but like the rest of the movie isn't ideal. That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. At least.
I heard that they cut the AIDS out of the movie.
Oh, really?
I heard that Freddie Mercury dies of some other cause, not AIDS.
Well, then, why even make this? I mean, what? Can you imagine if they did that with Straight Outta Compton and he died not the way Eazy-E died? It's just like so historically inaccurate. It's like, why even make the movie then if that's not
everyone going to see this movie is a Queen fan, or at least knows a little bit about Queen. And everyone that knows a little bit about Queen knows that Freddie Mercury died of AIDS. He was gay. He had sex with some guys, got AIDS. He died. They have the gayness still in the movie. I saw one of the trailers, like some guy straddling him. They were about to get,
Yeah.
They were about to do a whole lot of loving.
Yeah.
So anyways, I'm excited for both movies, even though I'm questioning the changing of history here. But, I mean, regardless, Freddie Mercury's still going to die. Still going to be sad.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to seeing the movies.
Yeah. Was there anything else, any other movies you wanted to talk about? I know you mentioned The Grinch. I know you're a big Dr. Seuss guy.
Oh, God. The Grinch doesn't even seem grumpy in the trailers for that movie.
I notice how it's not called How the Grinch Stole Christmas. It's just called The Grinch. So I don't think it kind of is going to have the same plot. Like, he's still going to...
Well, no, because from the trailer, it looks like it has the same plot. He's still doing the shit. He just doesn't seem as mean.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he seems concerned for his little dog at times in the trailer and stuff. And
which would normally not really be the case.
No. Not until the end of the Grinch story. The Grinch arc.
When his heart grows several sizes.
Oh, man. So, yeah, I mean, no, I'm not going to go see The Grinch. I'm actually really upset that they're releasing it in November.
Well, I'm really upset that they made it in general.
I'm not, because, I don't know.
I just think that...
It doesn't bother me because I was never, like, a huge Grinch fan, except for maybe when I was, like, super little.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've
always liked green eggs and ham more, because one time in elementary school, we had green eggs and ham for breakfast, and the green scrambled eggs that they made were so fucking good.
Yeah.
And so, like, I don't know, just because of that, I'm leaning more towards green eggs and ham whenever that movie comes out.
see, here's the thing. Like, I was a big, like, Dr. Seuss guy when I was a kid, and, like, just every movie adaptation that they've made has just been shit. Like, to the point where Seuss's family won't let them even make live-action versions of his work anymore. They have to be animated. And even then, the animated ones, like, even for kids, like, are not even, like, good movies, you know?
You don't like the old Grinch cartoon movie?
No, those are good. I'm talking the feature-length Dr. Seuss films. Like,
All right, so Jim Carrey and the Grinch.
yes, and then Mike Myers, Cat in the Hat, and all
Yeah.
that. No, the old animated stuff from like the 50s and 60s, like that's all still good. But as far as the feature films that have been released, there has not been a single good one at all. So,
Yeah. Well, it looks like the Grinch is going to be a little bit more of a nice character, at least based on what I saw in the trailer, which I've only seen once in like a TV spot here at work. So,
well, when I had my movie pass and I went all the time, there were always Grinch trailers all over the place. And then even like the Grinch would kind of like narrate the trailer package. Like he'd have like little like 5 and 10 second clips in between the trailers where he would like do a little joke or like introduce it or something. Like in front of like adult movies, like in front of like everything. Like the Grinch was all over the place. So like the marketing's been huge for it actually.
well, I'm not excited for it.
Yeah, me either. But
Suspiria dropped recently. I think maybe even last night.
yeah.
I'm not sure.
I think it came out the same night as Bohemian Rhapsody yesterday, so.
Well, my friends saw it, and apparently it's really good. The critical consensus is dropped rapidly. It was at like 70%. It dropped 10% basically overnight.
Oh, really?
So it's still certified fresh.
But not as fresh.
Not as fresh. But I don't think I'm going to go see it. Apparently it's so long that it has an intermission.
Oh, really?
And really, something like that for a movie that I'm not that interested in, that like I would only really go see out of curiosity's sake.
Because like at that point, it's an investment. It's not just a movie.
I don't know if I really want to fucking deal with all that. With Hateful Eight, we had an intermission, and
but that's different because
that
that's
was
something.
great.
Because that's something we were both dying to see. So like that's different.
Also, speaking of intermissions, I saw on the Twitter page that the next Avengers movie
is going to be very long.
is apparently going to be longer than like any Marvel movie ever.
Yeah.
It's going to be like absurdly long is what the thing said. Some people in the comments were like, oh, Avengers is going to bring intermission back. No. They didn't bring intermission back. Tarantino did it with Hateful Eight, and Suspiria is doing it right now. So
it's the thing to do now.
And I'm pretty sure probably other movies have done it too.
Just not as mainstream ones, yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyways, they're all saying like, oh yeah, I'm totally down for a 3-hour Avenger movie. I'm pretty sure the Avenger movies are probably already hovering around the 3-hour mark, aren't they?
Yeah, basically they're like 2:45-ish. So for them to have an intermission, it's got to be at least 4 for them to have an intermission. So
yeah. So I'm expecting like a 4 to 5 hour Avenger movie.
Yeah.
Oof. I'm good, man. I'm good on that.
Yeah.
I'm good. Everybody in the comments seemed really excited for it.
Well, they're excited for like Marvel fans. Like they, just anything is gonna please them. So like, they can't do anything bad.
I wish Halloween fans were more like that.
If they said that this movie was gonna be a shorter movie, like if they said, "Oh, this movie's gonna be like 2 hours," then everyone would have been pissed. But I mean, the more the better. Like they really enjoy the oversaturation of these characters. Obviously, like they have like 3 movies that come out a year, sometimes 4. So it's too much for me, man. I can't deal with all that. So
I have a story to tell you about, like another bad opinion on Halloween, but I'll probably tell it off the air.
You can tell it on the air if you want.
I don't know if it's really relevant to being on the air.
Okay.
It's just another person that didn't like Halloween, but had like no reason as to why they didn't like it. Basically, Miria said she worked on a movie. She worked on a 48-hour film recently. She did special effects for it. I guess actually won an award for her special effects makeup.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like that's crazy. The first film she's ever worked on, and she won an award. Like obviously, it's not like the Golden Globes or anything like that.
Not the first film. She did some makeup work for us in the past.
That's true. That's true. I don't think that counts as a film, but that's true. She was on set, if you can call my bathroom the set. But anyways, so she was at this awards ceremony or whatever, and was talking to some of the people that she worked with. And I guess one of the guys, I don't even know who it was. I don't know if it was the director or one of the actors or whatever, said something about the new Halloween. Miria was like, "Oh, I saw it." He's like, "Oh, what'd you think?" She's like, "Oh no, Miria was like, do you mind if I ask you what you thought of it?" And he said, "Oh, it was garbage." Right. So first off, you're coming at it with like, "Oh, it was garbage." Right. You're really coming at it hard. And then she is like, "Oh," because I'd already discussed with her before how I'm hearing all these negative reviews and I'm getting no sensible argument as to why it was trash.
It's the popular thing to hate on it for no reason and give no explanation as to why. It's just popular.
Well, people give explanations sometimes, but their explanations
are nonsense.
They're just downright wrong. Like, it's not even a matter of opinion. They say things that about the movie that just are not true.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, I saw somebody comment on Facebook that it was really boring, just too much talking, and Michael Myers barely killed anyone.
Well, this person apparently has only been watching, like, Halloween 5. So.
I think he probably killed more people in this one than he did in Halloween 5. And this movie, I just know, maybe, I don't know. I feel like the Rob Zombie Halloween 2 is probably the only one where he killed more people than this. I may be wrong, but I noticed, I was like, damn, he's really laying some people out in this movie.
Yeah.
And a good chunk of this movie was dedicated to him just walking around and killing people.
See, one criticism that I've heard people say is that he kills too many people in this one. And now people are saying he doesn't kill enough. Because people are complaining, oh, he's killing random people and random teenagers. And it's like he always does that. So, like, I don't know. I don't get it. No one's going to be pleased.
Which one is it, audience?
The Halloween cinematic universe is less forgiving than the Avengers cinematic universe, let me tell you that.
So anyways, this guy says, I guess Miria said that instead of explaining why this movie was trash, he instead continued to gloat about his credentials and why his opinion of the movie is right. Because he's worked in film before and he has a film background and he grew up with the Halloween series. So he knows what he's talking about.
Well, you know what? You know what I have to say to this guy?
Huh.
So do I.
That's what I told her. I was like, Buddy has a film background. He literally went to school for film and he liked the movie just as much as I did. So anyways, I guess what it boiled down to it was he gave the Miles answer was that it was too modern. That's what came out of it. It was too modern. If Halloween 2018 is too modern, then don't go see movies anymore. Don't go to the movie theater in 2018 because guess what? It's 2018. Every movie that comes out is going to be a modern movie. And if anything, they went through efforts to make this movie not as modern, giving it opening credits and just certain ways that they shot things and did things in the movie were callbacks to older movies.
And here's the thing. I said this in our original podcast. When was the last time you watched a movie, and besides Hateful Eight, when was the last time you watched a movie and it had an actual opening credits sequence? Years. Decade, maybe.
The one that I remember, and I've probably seen one since then, is actually...
Besides James Bond, because they always do those. But as far as normal movies go, the opening credits is dead.
Did the 2009 Friday the 13th have opening credits? I know that it had the long, dragged-out scene at the beginning, and then it flashed the title card after about a 20-minute opening sequence or some crap like that. But I don't know if it rolled any credits after the title card.
I don't know. All I know is most movies today... if they do opening credits, they just kind of have them on the screen while shit's happening and it doesn't affect anything. But the popular thing to do these days is just flash the title card, doesn't say the director, nothing. It's just the title card and then it's all at the end.
Oh, man.
But here's another thing about it being too modern. if they would have done this in the style, not even the style, if they would have done this and it felt 80s and it felt 90s or even felt mid 2000s, they wouldn't have been doing their job, because you want to update it for this generation. You know what I mean? Like, if you're just going to do the same
And
thing,
all the reviewers would say, "Oh, it's so dated and everything
yes,
like that." But I mean,
you're not
even
going to please them.
even to that point, though, it was still, in my opinion, felt kind of 80s. I felt pretty 80s watching it, watching like what I thought was the first genuine like slasher movie, maybe with a little bit less sex. But I sat in the theater and really felt like I was watching a slasher movie for the first
Yeah.
time in a long time.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I'm probably going to keep bringing up people hating on Halloween
It's
every
just gonna,
podcast
I know.
because I'm still on a quest to understand these people and their point of view. I want to understand.
I think at some point we're gonna need to invite someone on the show that just hates it and actually like have a civilized conversation about it.
Miles gave it 3.5 stars, but he still refuses to say anything good about it.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, it's.
I don't know.
Anyways,
so
I've heard more people say Venom was good than Halloween, which is abysmal. So
yeah. So moving away from Halloween, I'm sure we'll talk about it again next week, at least briefly. But we both brought sort of a news story to the show today. We might have the same one. I don't know. You said that I told you, I have actually something relevant to talk about, and you said you do too, and then I should probably know about it, but I don't know.
So who wants to go first?
Well, if I go first, I don't know. I think you should go first.
All right, so mine's just a little tidbit, basically.
Well then yours is not mine, because mine's more than a little tidbit. But go ahead.
Okay, but so I saw confirmed on the Geekdom 101 channel recently that your station, NBC, will obviously be airing the Macy's Thanksgiving.
All right, hold on. We got the same news update. So hit the music. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade will feature for the first time ever a Dragon Ball Z character. And of course, it is Goku in the Thanksgiving Day Parade. Yeah.
It is Super Saiyan Blue Goku. Have you seen the float?
I have seen the models of the float, yes.
Yeah, so yeah, Super Saiyan Blue Goku. I feel like it's kind of like a missed opportunity to get like Goku on Nimbus. I feel is like a good thing, like a good parade float.
But it's not really. If they would have done that in the mid '90s or early 2000s, that would have made more sense. I mean, he doesn't really ride the Nimbus anymore. But
I feel like Dragon Ball fans still recognize Nimbus as an iconic part of the series. They would recognize it.
But this is to promote
It's just sort of strange to me that they're going with Blue. Maybe it's just to super hype up Dragon Ball Super Broly.
That's exactly what it's for. It's to hype. Like, literally all the articles I read about it say that it's to hype up Broly in January. So
give us a Broly float then.
Yeah. I'm honestly surprised this is Goku's first appearance. I thought during the heyday they would have had something, but
Goku's first appearance as Super Saiyan Blue. It's just weird to me because Super Saiyan Blue is so new.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like something more iconic should be like his
introduction.
Just like maybe base Goku on Nimbus, or maybe just base Goku, or I mean even Super Saiyan, just normal Super Saiyan Goku.
Yeah,
is a good float. I'm not mad about it at all.
No, I'm not.
It's great. I think it's awesome.
And
I think it's just strange.
I don't really think it's strange because I think going with Blue is the right call because they're trying to promote the movie, and if anything, if people haven't seen Blue before, they'll be like, oh, well, why the hell's his hair like that? Why the hell's his hair like that? Then they'll go and get caught up to speed.
I think it's a Chinese bootleg float.
But from what I can tell, and the thing that I'm actually kind of like stoked about is it seems like this is going to be kind of a main sort of feature of the parade. Like they released the official poster and Goku is the only like actual pop culture character that's on it. Like the rest is just like Santa and some penguins, and then there's Goku.
Damn, Goku's chilling with Santa and the penguins?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, Goku. Go Goku. He's working out a deal with Santa for them that Christmas merch.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Goku in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. I'm probably not going to watch the parade, but it's still pretty exciting. Buddy, you might have to watch the parade.
I might be working the parade, so yeah, I might have to watch it. So if not, I'll definitely watch at least the clip of Goku going down the road. So I'm not gonna watch.
You can at least keep an eye on it, see if they do any like Turbo Man gimmick with it, where like Broly comes out of Goku's back and they start fighting and stuff like that. It's some weird crap. They give the doll to one of the children.
Yeah.
You know, God, Jingle All the Way. Christmas season's coming up, and Jingle All the Way will soon be on rotation in my house.
I put up my Christmas tree today, actually, because our cat is like a little fucking demon, so I want her to get used to a tree being around before we actually put anything on it. So
you're just giving her more time to get used to tearing up the tree.
I don't know. I heard that cats like hate citrus, so they said to like hang like orange peels on it. So we're gonna try it out. If it doesn't work, I'm just gonna put it away. So, but we're gonna try it out.
Christmas is canceled this year at the Cadella household. The cat is just not on board.
Yeah.
All right. So
we gonna do a poll?
A poll. What kind of poll should we do this week?
I don't know. No Star Reviews suggested that we talk about the worst Halloween candies. I feel like we did that in season 1, but I don't think we had polls going on at the time because we just did the Cocktober polls. We didn't do polls throughout the year. I think we just talked about what the worst candies were.
Yeah.
But we could talk about that if you would like. Did you get any trick-or-treaters? Did you set out candy or anything?
No, I didn't set out candy. I didn't even know what day trick-or-treating was. I was probably at work when it happened.
We set out candy, and I'm pretty confident because we weren't home. But I set out a thing of candy. I'm pretty confident some kid just took the entire thing because it was completely empty. So
that's what I would do, honestly. Did you give out good candy? What kind of candy did you give?
I actually didn't.
I feel like when you're setting out candy, you've got to go with something terrible like candy corn, so you don't get one of them kids that just take the whole damn thing.
We gave out like my fiance's sister who lives with us actually bought the candy. She just like went to Dollar Tree and just bought like a couple like shitty bags of whatever. And so I don't even really know what was all in there, but it was not quality candy. I know that.
I'm sure some of it was good.
Yeah, like it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't like the peak Halloween prizes. So
yeah. So, anyways, buddy, do you have anything to bring to the table as far as worst Halloween candy?
I'd say black licorice is probably pretty bad.
Good God. Does anyone actually hand out black licorice for Halloween?
I don't know. It's possible.
It's so goddamn terrible, my friend. It's worse than candy corn, but is it really considered like a Halloween candy?
I've definitely gotten it before in like the little like fun size like packages. I've definitely gotten it before.
There's some other bad stuff out there, in my opinion. Almond Joys.
Pretty bad.
God, there was oh God, those little wax like pop bottle things that you.
Oh, they're just called bottle caps.
Those are pretty bad. I don't hate atomic fireballs, but I know that it's a polarizing candy.
Oh, is it?
And I don't particularly enjoy them either. But I don't get stoked when somebody's handing out atomic fireballs for Halloween.
Yeah.
I'm more in the market for like the Jolly Ranchers and stuff like that when I'm going out.
Oh, I guess this is kind of a news story actually, which I learned at work. Did you hear about the Reese's machines in New York? Apparently Reese's put up a bunch of like vending machines just of like Reese's candy, and what you do is you put the shitty candy you don't want into this machine and it pops out like a Reese's cup for you.
Just one.
Well, it depends on how much candy you put in and how much you get back.
That's a good deal.
Yeah.
What a great vending machine.
They're thinking of expanding it to other cities next year, but this year it was just New York.
So that will be a prime landing spot for all of my candy corn and all the black licorice in the world.
Yeah.
What's Reese's going to do with this candy? Experiments?
I don't know.
Eat it? They're like, oh, we really like shitty candy here at Reese's.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what the... I think the game plan is just to get people to eat more Reese's. But here's the thing that's kind of like fucked up. Like, what if kids are like allergic to peanuts? Like, I feel like M&M's should have done this or something that is a little less... I don't know. Something people aren't going to be allergic to. I don't know.
Interesting. Anyways, what about Kit Kats?
I like Kit Kats a lot, actually.
I love Kit Kats. I don't think anyone on the planet hates Kit Kats. Kit Kats, Reese Cups, those are like the prime chocolates that I'm looking for on Halloween.
What about like those hot tamale candies? Like those are just they're so bad.
Good and Plenty.
Oh.
Good and Plenty. So garbage.
Cat. Okay, here's one that I fucking hate, but I don't know if it's polarizing. I hate Dots a lot.
I actually like Dots.
Oh man, I can't deal with Dots.
Like, I don't mind Dots at all. I will eat the Dots when I get them in Halloween.
I don't know.
I feel like to truly immerse ourselves in this poll, we just have to go trick-or-treating next year.
We might have to go and get some first-hand experience with some of these candies.
Do you think we'll make it?
No. We'll have to...
I feel like I've been around the same height since high school, and I went trick-or-treating a couple times in high school. So...
See, I hadn't been since I was probably like 5th or 6th grade.
I went basically until the absolute... I probably went until I got out of high school. I might have even went after high school, like until I moved out of my parents' house. Here's the thing, is that I had a pretty good Michael Myers costume, so that, like, if I just wore that, and they would just be like, oh, it's just a really tall kid.
Yeah.
If they have questions, I'll tilt my head at them.
Yeah.
There's Mean Joe.
Yep. Yeah, so.
Anyways, I'm going with candy corn.
Going with candy corn? Did you really get that as a trick-or-treating thing, though? Like, did people
That's
ever
like a seasonal candy. That is like the Halloween special.
But did anyone put it in your candy basket?
People put it in the candy basket. I've gotten candy corn several times in my trick-or-treating endeavor.
I think, though, there was this one old lady that used to live by me that would literally give out pennies on trick-or-treating. Like, you go to her house, she just dropped like 3 cents in your fucking basket.
Was that your aunt?
No. No, she didn't live on my block. Have you ever had a Necco wafer?
They're bad.
I think that's got to be my pick.
Over black licorice?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the Necco
Candy
wafer.
corn versus Necco wafers.
Which is worse? Let us know down in the comments below.
Do you want to talk about Crown Jewel at all?
Well, as of this recording, I have not watched it. Here's my thing.
Oh, did it happen yet?
It would have happened yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
As of this comes out.
Okay.
Here's my thing. I'm just happy that Daniel Bryan kind of stuck to his guns, but I hope he doesn't get completely buried as a result of this.
I agree. That's the only thing I'm concerned about from Crown Jewel, is that I hope that they keep Daniel Bryan on their upper tier of stars there. I'd love to see him get the championship one more time. Yeah. At least one more time. So, because his runs with the titles were basically non-existent. I think he had one title defense against Kane.
Yeah. Because really, Cena kind of, once he was for sure like, I'm not fucking doing it, Daniel Bryan was like, okay, I'm not doing it either. But, I mean, as far as, like, most of the people on the roster, like, even if they didn't want to do it, they're kind of not in the position to say, hey, I'm not gonna go. So, Daniel Bryan's not really in that position either, but he's taking a risk, so we'll see, I guess.
He's gambling on his drawing power, which I don't think anyone really is a draw in WWE anymore. Maybe Ronda Rousey and Brock Lesnar.
See, I don't think he's gambling on his drawing power at all. I think he's gambling on his heat backstage. Like, I don't think the drawing power.
Well, I don't think that the other wrestlers. I don't think he's going to have any heat with the other wrestlers.
I mean, with the management.
With the management, yeah. Here's the thing: is that if they start burying him, and hopefully management knows this, and hopefully the crowd is still on board with this. If they start burying him, you're going to have another fucking yes revolution again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's going to happen all over again. So you can't just bury him. He did tap out on SmackDown, but apparently it was after a really good match and at a point where AJ had been working over the body part the entire match to the point where he had to tap. And I don't think Daniel Bryan's ever been established as a guy that won't tap. You know what I mean? So
yeah. I don't know, but we'll see where this goes. Next week we'll probably have some updates on what happened, and yeah. Also, how did you feel? Because we didn't talk about this last week. How did you feel about the Ambrose Rollins thing?
Oh, the turn was good. It was great.
I thought it was the perfect night to do it. A lot of people were like, "Oh, you got to have respect." I was like, "This is." I don't understand when else they could have done it where it would have.
People that say stuff like that don't know the wrestling business, and I hate to sound like a grizzled wrestling veteran, but especially in this era of wrestling where kayfabe is dead,
yeah,
you need to pull the trigger when things like this happen. You have to do it because kayfabe's dead. There's no other way to really get heat or draw, an investment from the fans where it's like, whoa, surprise them, you know what I mean? Surprise that they have the turn. I actually watched it live. For some reason, I peeked in there to see what the main event was going to be and saw it live and saw them embrace and everything. And they kept going in for a couple too many hugs. And I was like, man, I think they're going to do it. And then they did it. Yeah. And so it was like, it wasn't a huge shock to me, but it was definitely probably the most compelling thing to happen on WWE TV
in a little bit,
in a while, in a long time.
Cool.
So,
yeah, we'll see where everything goes
this year. Definitely the most compelling thing to happen.
Oh
this
year. For sure.
So, outside of NXT, of course.
Of course. Well, I gotta get headed to work, so we're gonna wrap this up here. This is Buddy the Bruiser signing out.
This is Dynamite Jared. We have
been two nerds.
We were two nerds. This has been a podcast. Subscribe, like, comment. Thank you guys so much. See you next Saturday.
See you next week. Take care.